If you want to influence someone, all you got to do is bypass the conscious mind. It is so easy. However, if you think your inability to influence someone is accurate, let me tell you, you're all very good at influencing people. Your problem is that you're influencing them to think in the way that you don't want them to think. You're making them act the way you don't want them to act. You are influencing them to say no. You are influencing them to reject you. You are influencing them to not like you. It's actually your fault. It's not that you're not getting the message across. It's that you're getting the wrong message across. So how does this work? Well, the mind does three things. Before I get into that, I'll highlight this part here. This is called the critical faculty, or whatever you just call it a filter. I really don't care. Doesn't matter what the name is, fancy schmancy stuff. That part of the mind is designed to filter out your reality. So if my reality down here, I got negative beliefs, positive beliefs. My reality is, I think nobody likes me. This part of the mind does three things. It generalizes everything, deletes everything, and distorts everything. So I will generalize. Let's say I'm 7 years old, and this kid looks at me and goes, nobody likes you. And now, I took it as a belief. I'm going to generalize, and I'm going to be like, nobody likes me. And then, I'm going to delete any example that ever shows up in my life of someone that says, I like you, I love you. My brain just ignores it as if it wasn't there. And if it's so in my face that I can't ignore it, I'll distort it. Someone says, I like you, like, oh, they're just saying that. I'm going to distort it. I'm going to give it a different meaning. There's no way they mean what they're saying. And because my belief is so strong, eventually, and I'll talk about this later, our frames are going to compete. Who believes in what more? Do I believe that I like you more than you believe that I don't like you? Well, if I believe if I believe you don't like me at all, and you're like, I like you, Marcel. I'm like, no, you don't like me. If my belief is stronger and I'm more confident, eventually I'm going to influence you to not like me. And that's what's going to happen. And on top of that, if I think you don't like me, I'm going to act in a way that's extremely repulsive and not charming, and it's not going to want you to come my way. So this is called the self-fulfilling prophecy. The brain does this all the time. Whatever we believe becomes our reality. So we generalize, delete, and distort every piece of information. Reason being, you're walking around. Right now, how much stimulus is going on? You're like, well, I'm Marcel speaking on stage. You're right, but there's also 100-something other people next to you, breathing, making sounds with their pens. I got production walking around. There's a lot of things happening around you, but your brain's not paying attention to it consciously. You walk into a theme park. Who's been to a theme park? How loud and distracting is a theme park? Pretty loud and distracting. But all of a sudden, you're walking around, you don't know what the fuck is going on, and in the distance, you hear someone call your name. You pay attention? How did you hear that? Because your unconscious is always listening. It's listening to everything. It's constantly aware. So all of a sudden, that one thing, because that's supposed to be in your life, your name is something that's familiar. It's supposed to be in your life. It gets through this filter and gets your attention. This filter will only allow things through it that you believe are supposed to be in it. If you think money's not supposed to be in your life, beauty, attraction, people who like you, it's never going to come through. And you're going to only pick the things in your life, the people in your life, the opportunities in your life that fit your belief system. This is why hypnosis is so effective. When I hypnotize someone, we bypass the conscious mind, we bypass this filter, and we could change the beliefs that are in here. And once we've changed them, you change your perception. Now, you used to think that making money is super hard. So any easy opportunity leaves your mind. No way to see it, never going to happen. I snap my fingers, making money's easy. All of a sudden, all these opportunities pop up in your mind. You're like, wow, look at this. Money comes to me in abundance. How many of us know someone that makes a lot of money and it almost seems effortless? How many of us know someone that seems to have a lot of popularity amongst their friends and peers, and again, it seems like they don't even try and everybody likes them? Now, who knows someone who does the opposite? No matter how hard they work, they're always broke. Right? Well, it's all about our beliefs. And these beliefs are what control our reality. My goal by the end of this event is to show you how to change these beliefs at will on your own, and how to change the beliefs of others around you, how to understand the trap that you've been in. We're all in a trance. A trance is just a hypnotic state. We're always in a trance. The question is, how do we get out of it? So let me explain to you how the subconscious mind works. These are all programs. Everything is a program. If I now say, hey, let me meet my mom, I have a program in there for what my mom is supposed to be like, how I'm supposed to act around my mom, how I'm supposed to feel around my mom, what I'm supposed to say to my mom. So I launched the program. By the way, things don't just come through the filter this way, they also come out. How many times have you seen someone maybe you don't like, and you're biting your tongue? You're like, not gonna say it, not gonna say what I really think. It's because this filter is stopping you from doing that. It's stopping you from saying and doing things unconsciously. It's also stopping things from coming in. The whole point of this is your whole life you've been conditioned a certain way, and you're not dead. So because you haven't died, your brain goes, well, my programming kept me alive. That's really all I care about. Doesn't care about your wealth, doesn't care about your happiness, it just cares that you're not dead. So it's like, well, let's protect the thing that we've had our whole life, because now if we protect it and it's familiar, I know I'll survive. So it really doesn't want to change it, and that's the purpose of this filter. Now this filter wears down. There are 3 instances in which it wears down. 1, shock. When you're shocked, something immediately, right there, wears down. Confusion, fatigue. Fatigue is also another word for boredom. When your mind kind of zones off and says, fuck it. These are the 3 instances when your mind decides it's no longer having a filter. I'm glad you're enjoying the video. If you want to attend a seminar with me live, click the link in the description right now to get details on my next events. I'm going to be hypnotizing people live. I'm going to be transforming your mindset, and I'm going to do it in person with me and a bunch of other awesome people. I will see you there. Click that link in the description and enjoy. In those moments, shock, something traumatic happens to you, something horrible happens to you, confusion, you don't know what's going on, you're just a bit confused, or fatigue. Your mind can have a drastic influence. It's in moments like this that you will change. Shock, confusion, or fatigue. Now, you can be confused because you're suddenly experiencing an emotion you're not used to. Suddenly I'm happy, happier than I've ever been. I'm in a different mood. I'm more confident. Everyone around me is giving me a bunch of validation. I've never gotten that before. Confusion. Your brain doesn't see it. That's a new moment right there for a new belief to be formed. Shock. God forbid someone dies. You win the lottery overnight. You have a new definition of who you are. All of that instantly opens this. And then fatigue and boredom. You haven't slept in 4 or 5 days. All of a sudden you look, a small thing happens. Something that normally wouldn't stress you out. Something you can normally handle happens. You haven't slept well. And then bam. Now you have anxiety. Now you're depressed. Now you can't get out of your own head. Well, these are all moments where you became more suggestible and you change your life. Sometimes for the negative, sometimes for the positive. Now, here's what to note, and I would make sure you understand this part. We're also extremely suggestible to what we believe. Remember, the only things that get through are what we believe. So this filter will open up so things can come through. If I think I'm fat, someone says that, I feel it. If I tell you, hey, I start telling you everything about you. You're married, these are your insecurities, these are your fears. You're automatically going to be way more responsive to me because this filter opens up. Now there's many other dynamics, authority, rapport. There's so many other things that we're going to talk about that are going to allow you to get into your head and hypnotize someone, influence someone. But these are the main principles to understand. Then there's one more thing here, which I also want to highlight, and that's fight or flight. When we're in a stress response, and this is primal, this is your lizard brain. All of us experience fight or flight. Fight or flight doesn't just manifest in anger and fear and anxiety. It also manifests in a towards, fight, or away feeling, flight. Towards or away. Everything is towards or away. Pain or pleasure. We go towards what we want, we go away from what we don't. Fight or flight's usually in a way. We're going away from something we don't want, or we're fighting the thing we don't want to happen. If you're constantly fighting for your goals, you're constantly fighting to make something happen, you're constantly fighting for the change, you're in the wrong state to make a change. You cannot be anxious and have a transformation. It's not going to happen. So we're going to get you past your anxiety. We're going to get you out of your head. We're going to make you feel good this weekend. We're going to have a massive change. So far, any questions on this?
Is a massive change for like a lifetime or for just temporary?
It's a lifetime, unless you change back. I'll give you a great example. I have people come up here and they'll quit smoking, as an example. Something super easy to do. Someone smokes, I make them so sick They can't even touch a cigarette or a vape. They're going to throw up if they even look at it. All of a sudden, they go home. All their friends like smoke. They're like, no. It's like, well, you used to like it. Yeah, I guess I used to like it. They start thinking about how they enjoyed it. They start thinking about how they liked it. They pick it up. They're like, no. Do it again. They pick it up. And all of a sudden, they hypnotize themselves to get addicted again. They're like, Marcel, it didn't work. No, you just hypnotize yourself to go be addicted again. Stupid. Like, what do you mean? You know, it's whatever seed or plant you water, that's what's going to grow. Now, another thing I'd like you guys to note. Your beliefs change depending on how we feel. How you feel will change your beliefs. If I feel really good, my beliefs are way more optimistic. I'm going to be way more excited about my future. I'm going to think everything's going to work out. But if I feel bad or I'm stressed, I'm going to look at the world through a different lens. This lens will change depending on how you feel. Now, we all have a baseline. Kind of like you open your screen on your phone and there's a baseline for how much brightness you have on your phone or how loud your ringtone's at, or whatever, the default settings. You have a default setting. In most environments, you have emotions that you're feeling most of the time. You're in a trance most of the time. So we're on autopilot anywhere from 95 to 99% of the day. Autopilot is when you're not consciously thinking, you're just kind of doing your own thing. Now the beauty of being in a seminar is you're in a new environment, so it forces you to be a little bit more conscious. It forces you to have a change. You're going to have to be present. You're going to have to pay attention. You're going to have to talk to other people around you, and this is going to create an easier time to change. If you're more conscious, you're going to have a crazy change. Now, here's the last thing I want to bring up before we start to get into our first exercises, is this. When you are making a transformation, it is not something that should feel forced. A transformation that's forced is not real. It's entirely willpower. If you actually made a change, it should feel so organic and so natural that you could try to go back and that would feel forced. It almost feels hard to stay the same. To go back, it feels hard to go back to how you were. It feels hard to say, you know what? I don't want to be confident. And you're going to try to be insecure. You can't do it. I want to smoke. You literally cannot do it. So when we make a breakthrough and you have a transformation, it's hard to see the world the way you saw it before. Like imagine the whole time you're over here looking at this and I told you this is a square and you're like, yeah, that's a square. Everyone's like, yep, perfect square. And then one day you wake up and you see a triangle. It's kind of hard to go back and see it. It's like those optical illusions. You see an optical illusion to something and then you just can't unsee it once you've seen it. It's the same thing. When you have a breakthrough, it's very hard to go back. But people are so good at being fucked up that they find a way. So I'm going to show you guys, the first thing I'm going to teach you is how to hypnotize someone. And we're going to be hypnotizing each other within the hour. So how do you hypnotize someone? How does hypnosis work? What is hypnosis? We're all in hypnosis all the time. It's not just when you go sleep and they knock out. Everything's hypnosis. You have a program right now for how you listen to someone speaking on stage. That's like you're all in trance. I know you don't think you are. You're all in a trance. If I tell you to think about how many windows are in your room, who has the answer? Who is in their room though? Who's in their room right now? Nobody. But everyone has the answer because you left this room into your trance and you went there. If I ask you to think about the first time you fell in love, can you guys remember? That's a trance. Now the more emotion associated to it, the easier it'll be to access it. Things that are harder to access are things we've never experienced before. If I've never felt confident, I've never felt certain emotions, they're harder to experience. And the reason they're harder to experience is because the brain doesn't want to use those programs or patterns. It doesn't really see a reason. So, how do you hypnotize someone? There are 5 popular ways to do it. The first way, which is my favorite, is called the shock induction. Now, you might ask why I'm going to teach you how to hypnotize someone. Well, if you want to understand how to drive a car, you should probably learn how the car works, right? Maybe not perfectly. I'm not asking you to be a mechanic, but I'm asking you to understand the basics. It takes gasoline, right? So shock induction. A shock induction, which I'll demonstrate here shortly, is simply you going through the mind, you shock them, and that moment of shock opens up this filter, you say sleep, and they go into trance. The second one, which I think is extremely effective, this uses confusion, is called a pattern interrupt. Now, a pattern interrupt is extremely effective because it hijacks a pattern or something you've already launched. So let's say, I'm talking to you, I shake your hand, whatever. There are things you've already done casually and your mind has no resistance to. If I could just take that, hijack that, all of a sudden you're going to go into trance because there's no resistance whatsoever to something you willingly decided to do. If you decided to do something and I just kind of smoothly hijack it, your mind has no idea what's going on, you go into trance. The third one, which is probably the most popular one, we ever see that, what do you call it, pocket watch? You go like this? Yeah, pendulum, pocket watch. That's called an eye fascination. You're using the eyes to kind of help someone relax. Am I tripping? No, all right. I don't know if I spelled that right or not, whatever. So that's an eye fascination, it's simple. Then you have a progressive relaxation. It's just kind of like close your eyes, relax, blah, 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 right? We've all seen that. It's kind of boring, it takes like 20 minutes. Sometimes it takes less time, but whoops. Okay. And then the last one is conversational hypnosis. Through conversation, you get someone into trance. You guys will be able to do at least 3 of these by the end of the seminar.
Sleep. Now, that means that you like Path to Power. If you haven't gotten it yet, it's 3 days that will transform your life. This is the Mona Lisa of all personal development. It will hypnotize you over the course of 3 days to bridge the gap between who you are today and who you're going to become. Click the link in description below the link for tickets and events. It'll say Path to Power on it. Click that link, purchase Path to Power, get hypnotized immediately, and change your life over the next 72 hours. Enjoy.
Now, how does it work? So let's say I go to hypnotize someone who's never been hypnotized. You're a good subject. Let's say I go to hypnotize someone who's never been hypnotized. The truth is they have been. You're hypnotized all the time. If you went to sleep last night, you woke up today, you're in hypnosis. You're talking to me, you're in a trance. You're not even thinking about what you're saying. You're in a trance. So it's not really like I'm doing anything crazy. I'm just doing what you're already in all the time. I'm just hijacking it. That's the idea here. The idea is not to do something new. The idea is to take over what's already happening. When we look at research on hypnosis, there's tons of incredible research. I mean, doctors have the most research. Every single drug that a pharmaceutical company puts out has a double-blind study against a placebo. We're always testing against suggestion. A placebo is a belief that the drug is going to change your life, a belief that the drug is going to work. If you look at antidepressants, 90% of the time, they have no significant difference compared to placebo, and they have all sorts of side effects. One of the side effects for antidepressant is suicidal thoughts. I mean, kind of defeats the purpose. It also makes you disconnected, can create anxiety. It makes no sense. So when you're looking at placebo or hypnosis, what's the difference? It's not that there's a difference. You have to understand. Placebo is just you believe enough in something that it changes your life. You believe so strongly in the medicine you're getting that your mind actually heals the body. The mind can also do the opposite, something called the nocebo effect. The nocebo effect is when you believe so strongly that you're going to die or you're so sick, your body actually creates a disease. And that makes sense because you're in stress, your immune system's weaker, you're not sleeping well, cortisol levels rise, all of that's going to cause you to get sick. So there's a lot that happens in hypnosis. We're always in trance. I just want you guys to understand, it's not like I can't be hypnotized. This is just a very ignorant, stupid thing to say. It's the dumbest thing you could say because it doesn't make any sense. If you're a human being who's functional, you're in hypnosis. They did a study and they found that you cannot hypnotize schizophrenics. I disagree. I'll tell you why I disagree. Schizophrenic is going through all of the hypnotic phenomena. They're hallucinating. That's a hypnotic phenomena. They're in a different world. Guys, shh. Please. They're going through different things entirely. They're going through hypnotic phenomena. We always do it. Right now, can anyone see an elephant in the room? But if I tell you, if there was an elephant in this room, would it fit on this stage? Would it fit on the stage if we put an elephant from there to here? It'd break the stage for sure, but would it fit on the stage? Raise your hand if you think it fit on the stage. That means you're seeing it. That means you are hallucinating an elephant in the room, even though you're not aware of it. Maybe you don't see it, because in your idea, hallucination is as real as me. It doesn't need to be as real as me. It just needs to be an idea or a thought. If it's even a slight thought, that is a hallucination. Now, a big thing with hypnosis is there's depth. Depth is just when that filter opens up. The more open it is, the more suggestions come through. And the more unfiltered you'll be. When someone's in hypnosis, there's no filter. You're seeing the reality of who they are. You're seeing everything. You're seeing this version of them. In inhibition, parts of the brain responsible for inhibition, just completely decreased. There's no inhibition, especially when someone's in a trance. Now, the beauty of this is that people have so much association to who they are. They identify with all their habits. You are not your behavior. So that's why it's so easy to change. And you can change even who you are. You can hypnotize someone to be somebody else. I have a video. I'm not going to share it. But I have a video because I was 18. I was, there are all these people talking about how you can't do certain things with hypnosis. Now, I only did this as an experiment. And I undid it. But I wanted to see what was possible. So I started by going up to people who, at the time it was during the election. So people were Trump fans or Hillary Clinton fans, depending on who liked who. And I hypnotized Hillary Clinton fans to like Trump, and the opposite. It's hardcore Trump supporters to like Hillary Clinton. And they all liked it. And it was crazy because as soon as you change their paradigm, they're making the arguments for the other side as if they're on the other side, as if they've been on the other side. So I was like, that's interesting. I'm like, let's take this a step further. I had two friends, they're very religious, and they're kind of homophobic. Right? Because religion makes people homophobic. So I said, well, what if I could make them kind of gay, and see what happens? So I hypnotized them to be gay. But I didn't say the word gay because their brain would resist that. And they start kissing each other. And his twin brother goes, what the fuck is going on? This is crazy. And I'm sitting there, I'm laughing because I'm like shocked. I'm in shock. I'm like, is this really happening? There's no way. They told me this wouldn't happen. And I was just shocked. I'm like, look, if I could change someone's sexuality on the spot, I'm pretty sure I could change some limiting beliefs. And it just started to explore. So I did this exact seminar, Limitless, in 2019, December 2019. I'm in San Francisco. I do the seminar, and it was only 2 days at the time, so we rushed everything over 3 days instead of, kind of taking my time with everyone. It was all rushed, and also there was less content that I had, less knowledge that I had compared to today. And I had a bunch of people on stage, which I'll probably do at this event as well because I like doing it. And I did a little stage hypnosis show. And I made everyone on stage think they're me. Now, you're having people who have zero public speaking experience. Probably some of them didn't have any confidence. And all of a sudden, they're charismatically walking around the stage. They're looking and they're like, what the fuck? Like, they're saying all sorts of shit. And you're like, no way. This is crazy. We're laughing. It was the funniest thing in my life. And you'll see, it's hysterical. And the reason I bring that up is because we're so in our head and we think that we're stuck the way we are. You're really not. It's so easy to make a change. It is so easy to have a transformation, especially that you're here. I can tell you, you guys should be very excited. You should be excited because it will be a drastically different event than anything you've ever seen. It will be different for two reasons. One, I'm the best in the world. And two, I'm just going to hypnotize the hell out of you and you guys are going to have the change. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to get a volunteer. There's a lot of people in here who are really good subjects. Who wants to be hypnotized on stage quickly for a demonstration? Raise your hand. Let's see. I'm just going to look. You keep your hands up. Everyone's going to get hypnotized by me eventually. But close your eyes. Open your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Sleep. Sleep relaxing all the way down. Eyes open. Not you yet. You're good, but you're not perfect yet. You're still really good, but I want someone who's going to flop. Who'd be really good? Look at me. Close your eyes. Oh, you're good. Come here. You're going to be good. Come here. All right, so I'll show you guys what a shock induction looks like. All right, come stand here. So here's what we're all going to do. First things first. You want to create something called compliance. Write this down. You'll copy these notes later. So face me. Was that a suggestion? Guys, was that a suggestion? I just told him to face me. Was that a suggestion? Did he comply? He's already being hypnotized. Every suggestion on its own is hypnosis. Suggestions begin not just when you say sleep. They start from way before that, from the beginning of the interaction. Put your feet together for me. Face me though. Perfect. Did he do it? Did he do it? Then I'm going to take his hand. See how his hand is stiff? Go ahead and relax your hand completely. Make it super limp like a rag doll. He's already in trance, by the way. Right? So look at this. His hand is limp. I could drop his hand. I'll do it on this side. Don't help me. See he's helping me? Don't help me. Relax. Like heavier. Make it so, yeah, there you go. Perfect. See, that's how you want. You want his hand to just be like a rag doll. Perfect. No weight. Why? Because now there's no tension in the hand. If there's tension in the hand, there's tension in the body, there's going to be resistance. Now, you're going to write this down. You're going to tell him, look, when I say the word sleep, you're not actually going to sleep. I'll repeat this. Your eyes are going to close, your body's going to relax. You're creating an expectation. When I say the word sleep, your eyes are going to close, your body's going to relax, you're not actually going to sleep. We're not actually going to sleep in hypnosis. If you were sleeping, you wouldn't be able to hear me when I talk to you. When I say the word sleep, you're not actually going to sleep. Your eyes are going to close, your body's going to relax. Then you're going to say this next line, which I think is very, very important. When you understand and accept that, go ahead and nod your head. Perfect. That means he understood it, he accepted it, he's compliant. So then you'll take his hand, put your feet together, relax. When I say the word sleep, your eyes are going to close, your body's going to relax. You're not actually going to sleep. You ready? Take a deep breath and sleep. Completely relaxing all the way down. There he is. See? Very light. He's not in a deep state. Open your eyes. Now, if I say sleep, did he go in right there? Sleep? No, he's not going in. Kind of. Not really. But you see how he comes out? His eyes close and he comes out? It's because I'm not deepening him. If you don't deepen someone when you put someone in, they're not going to stay in. So you say sleep, they'll go like this and then they'll come out. You have to keep them in. Second you put them in, you have to keep them in. Now, unless they've been conditioned to you and they've been hypnotized many times, then this is what happens. Now, there's about a third of the population that is so suggestible that their whole body just collapses when you hypnotize. So some of you are going to do this, and we're going to make sure we're doing this properly, and the person you're going to be hypnotizing is just going to literally kind of fall. So in order to prevent that from happening, I'm going to create a fail-safe right now to make sure that doesn't. When you go to hypnotize them, you're going to say, look, when I say the word sleep, you're going to stay on your feet, you're going to be planted to the ground, you're going to give them that suggestion, okay? And then you go like this. When I say the word sleep, your eyes will close, your body will relax, take a deep breath, and sleep. Perfect. See how he's kind of still a little bit tense? See that? So, eyes open, sleep, all the way down, all the way deep, completely relaxing. That's what you say to deepen him. And I could tap on the shoulder, and when I tap you, go 1,000 times deeper. When I go like this, you're going to relax more. You know, you could deepen someone a million ways. I'm not really trying to make you a perfect hypnotist yet. I just want you guys to get the gist. Open your eyes, take a deep breath, look at me, and just sleep. Every time I do this, he's going to go in deeper as well. We're going to talk about it later. It's called fractionation. Take a deep breath. Look at me. Open your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes, open your eyes, open your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes, sleep. Eyes open, sleep. Eyes open, sleep. Eyes open, sleep. Eyes open, how you feeling? Sleep. Eyes open, sleep. Quick, how you feeling? Quick, sleep. Eyes open. What is it? Sleep, sleep, sleep. All the way down, completely relaxing. Eyes open, sleep. 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 Sleep, completely relaxing. All the way down, all the way down. Completely relaxing your mind, your body. Completely relaxing. And just relax right there. Now in a moment, I want you to think about what's stopping you, what's holding you back. Imagine that in your mind. When you have it, nod your head. Take a deep breath. And I want you to imagine you are stuck to the ground. You are glued to the ground. As a matter of fact, you find your body just getting heavier, just completely rigid and stuck to the ground. You find your body just completely getting stuck, glued or fused to the ground. When you have that thing that's holding you back in your mind, go ahead and take a deep breath. Now in a moment, you're going to find that you can open your eyes. But that thing is going to hold you to the ground because it's holding you back. And when I snap my fingers, you're going to feel like you're unstuck. You're able to get up. So try and get up. Notice you cannot get up. Pretty weird, huh? What's holding you back? Say it out loud. Smoking. What will make you quit in a little bit? So, what do you smoke? Weed. You want to stop smoking weed? Do you have weed with you? All right. I'll make you quit later, I promise you. But what else holding you back? Why do you smoke? How's the ground? Comfortable? Heavy. Yeah. So just to really briefly tell you what's going on. He's in a very light state of trance. This is not that deep. It's not that crazy. Everyone can do this. It's the easiest thing in the world to do in hypnosis. Being stuck to the ground is actually, it looks impressive. It is cool, but it's not that hard to do. But What I do want you to understand is that everything I did there was exactly what it seems. It's not complicated. It's not crazy. I just snap my fingers. I say sleep. You're stuck. And now he's stuck. So in a moment when I snap my fingers, you're going to feel unstuck. You may not even want to smoke anymore, to be honest, after that. And yeah, you're going to feel amazing. It'll be the best day of your life. There's a bit of skepticism there. Saw that? You ready? Take a deep breath. So what do you feel right now?
Lighter.
Lighter?
Yeah.
Think about weed.
I can't.
Why?
I don't know.
Weird. Not weird? So you don't feel like smoking?
No.
Why? I mean, in general, you don't even see yourself smoking later?
Mm-mm.
So you think you quit?
I don't know.
How long did that take? How long did that take? 5 seconds. It's really not that big a deal. But we're going to go back to the example one more time. So put your feet together for me. Face me. Remember to say this, because I'm telling you, come here for a sec, 2 seconds. I'm just going to show you what happens when you get someone who kind of flops, okay? Because there will be people that flop. I'm a big guy. I can support people's weight. Most of us can't. So if he comes up here, just stand here for a sec. Sleep all the way down, all the way deep. See, eyes open, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. There we go. See, that's what, that's what it looks like when someone kind of flops. So he's a somnambulist. About 1 out of 3 of you in the room are. You okay? Yeah. All right. 1 out of 3 of you in the room are like this. So you want to say something. I'll give you an example. Put your feet together. Put your feet together. All right. When I say the word sleep, you're not actually going to sleep. Your eyes are going to close. Your body's going to relax. You're going to find your feet stand firmly beneath you. They're planted to the ground. You're going to be completely balanced and okay. All right? Understand it? Take a deep breath. Look at me. And just sleep. We're relaxing all the way down, all the way deep. Hear what I'm saying? All the way down, all the way deep. Go ahead and put your feet together and just sleep. Completely relaxing all the way down, all the way deep. See, he's planted to the ground. He's fine. Now you still want to make sure, because their feet together, they might have a little bit less balance. Eyes open, wide awake. You want to make sure that, wide awake? You want to make sure, he went deep that time. You're feeling it, huh? You don't even remember being hypnotized that time? Sleep. You're going to forget you were hypnotized. When you understand, accept that, nod your head. You're going to feel amazing. You just came up on stage. Eyes open. Okay, you ready to be hypnotized? Have you been hypnotized before?
Yeah.
Yeah, when?
Last night.
Last night? Okay, were you hypnotized today at all? Were you?
I think so.
Were you?
Yes.
When?
20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago? Okay, look, when I snap my fingers, you realize what just happened. Yeah. All right. It's cool, huh?
That's weird.
It is weird. So, who is he? Do you know him?
I don't.
What's your name?
Joe.
Joe. Who's your favorite person in the world?
Favorite person in the world?
Hottest girl in the world?
Kind of like Winona Ryder.
Who?
Winona Ryder.
I don't know what that is, but sleep for a sec. All the way down. Deeper than you've ever gone before. Now with 5, 4, 3, and sleep. And when you find the person in front of you is your favorite girl ever. Whoever you just said. That's who that is. When you understand, accept that, you feel that way. That's exactly who it is in front of you. That's all you see. Go ahead and nod your head. Eyes open. Oh, who's that?
Damn.
What's her name?
Hi, Winona. How you doing?
Wide awake. All right, so you guys see how hypnosis works? It's funny. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. These are paid actors.
Thanks for watching. Now you know how to influence other people and make them do what you want. I want to continue to give you value, but I need your help. Make sure you press that subscribe button below and share this with friends. Also, give it a big thumbs up so we can push this video through in the algorithm, and I will see you in the next one.